All right, let's dive in. Let's do some practicing. So we got 13 minutes. Is there anything specific, Crystal, you or George, you, since you tuned in today, want to get some help with?
Well, I think for me, I'm getting ready to start taking on some of the leads with the All-Star Legacy thing next week. And so I don't even really know where to start. I know Rachel talked to me about some ideas, but yeah, so that's kind of where I am. I figured I'd log on to as many of these things as possible this week to try to get some ideas. So I feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm making calls. Like, I'm good with people I know. That's easy for me. But like, just fresh, calling people, I just want to be as natural and comfortable as possible.
Okay, so number one, always be, the mindset you want to go into with those calls is to be as natural and comfortable as possible. The mindset is also, you're talking to a friend you haven't made yet.
Okay.
Right, so don't overthink the conversation. Right, if you're like, I can call my friends, I can talk to them about buying a house or selling a house, like I feel good about that. It's actually the same conversation. Okay. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to walk you through is, I'm going to walk you through, depending on time, 2, potentially 3 things. If we don't get to the third, we'll add that in for next week.
Okay, perfect.
So the very first thing is how we start the conversation, right? So any lead that we receive, so let's say it is a Facebook ad.
Okay.
Right? So meaning somebody clicked on something online at some point in time and said, I think I want to buy a house one day.
Right.
And their information came over to us. We don't know where they want to buy. We don't know when. We don't know what. We just know they raised their hand and said, I want to buy at some point in time.
Okay.
Okay. So the very first thing we want to do is do what we call the opener. The opener is 15 seconds max. Okay. Again, 15 seconds max. And it sounds something. So I'm going to demonstrate this. Crystal, I'm going to call you. You're going to be at one of these social media ads. Ready?
Okay.
Ring.
Hello.
Ring. Okay. I was like, pick up. Hi, is this Crystal?
Yeah, it is. Who's
Hi,
this?
Hey, Crystal. My name's Alana. I'm with Keller Williams Legacy. I'm a local real estate agent near you. First, thanks so much for taking my call. I noticed that you were looking at some homes online. That's really exciting. What has you thinking about making a move? Okay, so pause there.
Okay.
So your name, my name, introduction, right?
Right.
Put in the word local real estate agent because people like the word local. It means something to them.
Okay.
Like little keywords. I thanked you for taking the call, as opposed to saying, how are you today?
Okay. Yep.
Right? Because here's the thing. If you and I have already talked and now I'm just following up with you, yes, I'm going to say, how are you today? Because that's nice. But we have never talked. We're strangers. So it's not that I don't care how you are, but by saying, how are you today, it's giving control over the conversation to you.
Okay.
And we don't want to give control yet.
Right.
So instead, I'm thanking you.
Okay.
Then referencing the source, you don't need to get too specific. So for this one, I was like, hey, I noticed that you were looking at some homes online.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense.
So referencing the sources, where do we get it? So let's pretend like you were a referral from a friend of mine. The referencing the source would be, yeah, hey, Crystal, thanks so much. Or, hey, Crystal, thanks so much for taking my call. I actually received your information from a mutual friend, Brandon, who said that at some point in time, you may want to buy a home. And I am a local real estate agent. And I'm just curious, what has you thinking about making a move? Right. So referencing the sources, I'm now saying where I got your information.
Right. Okay.
But quickly and condensed. Okay. The trick to the opener is to get them talking, which is why it ends with an open-ended question.
Okay.
An open-ended question is a question where they cannot answer it with one word and they cannot answer it with yes or no. So for example, if I said, yeah, I see that you were looking at homes online. That's really exciting. Are you interested in moving? No.
Oh, yes or no question. Right.
Well, shoot, I might as well just hang up on myself.
Right.
Right. So we need to open it up where they have to talk. Okay, questions on this opener.
No, I like it. That makes sense.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the basic order of the conversation. Okay, so we have the opener and we're getting them talking. There's the thing, everybody you talk to has some sort of need at some point in their life. What we have to do as agents is we have to stop thinking of, which by the way, this is very hard. We have to get out of the mindset of, oh, they're not ready today, forget them. Right?
Right.
We got to stop thinking instant gratification. We have to think long game. The long game is, what can I find out from this person to build a relationship and learn to help them for when they're ready?
Right.
Okay. So let's say that you answer the question like, yeah, we are thinking about moving, but not until next year. Awesome. Next year's right around the corner. Like, when you are thinking next year, what are you looking for? Do you currently rent or own? Right. So now I'm gathering information. Right. What's important to you about a new house? Why is that important? Right? If somebody says, I want a new home, right? So anybody on here ever moved?
All of us probably.
Okay. Has anybody woken up one morning and said, well, I think I'll move today just because I want to? No, it's usually like a long thought process, right? We think about it, we talk with others about it, we research things, right? And then we move into a place for a reason. It's either a location for closer commute, or it's better school districts, or it's a bigger house because I have like 5 kids, or it has a backyard and I have dogs, or it is out of the city with all the traffic, right? There's a reason for a move. So our job first and foremost is to find out what that reason is. That's called motivation. Right? So there's a phrase that is very true in any type of sales, by the way. And it's people think on logic, they act on emotion. So in real estate, logic, let me ask this, has anybody ever walked into a mall or into Target and they're like, okay, well, I'm not really buying much today, but then all of a sudden you see this, for me one day it was like this person, you see this one item and you're like, ooh, right? You have no desire for it, you have no need for it whatsoever, but your emotions took over and you're like, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
And then you go home and your logic kicks in, you're like, should I have bought that? Right. Anybody have an emotional purchase ever? Okay. Pretty much
Especially
every
in
time.
Target.
Yeah, I was about to say, pretty much every time we go on Target, I'm going for detergent. Full basket later, right? So everything we do in life is logic or emotion. So in real estate, when helping a buyer or seller or even an investor, the logic is, I want a new house. I want it to look like this. I want it in this neighborhood. I want 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a garage. Cool. Very logical. The emotion is, I'm in an apartment. It's 2 bedrooms. My 3 kids share a bedroom. It's cramped. They're driving me crazy. We have 1 bathroom. I want to jump out a window. I'm working out of my dining room table. I can't get work done. Feel the emotion in that?
Right. Yeah.
Or it's, oh my God, I have I spend 10 hours a week in a car with my commute every week. I don't get home in time to put my kids to bed, right? I want to be around for my kids. I want to be home for dinner with them. So it's not about, I want 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a garage. It's why? What's that going to do for them? That's when we say dig for motivation, which by the way, it takes, I'm going to break this down in chunks. So I said the opener takes 15 seconds to get a person talking. Motivation takes 3 minutes to find out. 3 minutes. That's it. You don't need an hour-long conversation with someone. Crystal, may I demonstrate? Can you play that buyer again?
Okay, sure.
So, Krista, what has you thinking about making a move? Just make something up.
Oh, I'm living with my parents right now, me and the kids, so I just really wanna get out soon.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how many kids and how old?
3 kids, 2 in, high school and a daycare, 1 in daycare.
Wow. So, how long have you been thinking about getting out of the parents' house into your own place?
It's been some time now, but I haven't had an opportunity to really do it. I was gonna rent, but the rent prices are just ridiculous, so.
Yeah, and then you're paying someone else's mortgage, you know. So you might as well build some equity, right?
Yeah, and I have a lot of kids, so the 3 kids, it's in the small cramped space I'm in right now. It's a little difficult and it's getting frustrating, so.
Got it. So, what is important to you in your new home? What do you want that to look like?
Um, Honestly, just more space than what I have now. The biggest thing is the schools for the kids.
Okay. So, when you said more space, schools, are in this, do you want them to stay in that area where you are now in the same school district, different school district?
I'd like to, just because I don't wanna keep moving them with schools if I can, try to be consistent with them.
Okay. So, same school district. Now, you said bigger space. What does that look like?
Um, well, I have 2 girls and a boy, so at least 3 bedrooms, so, the girls can share a room.
Okay. So, 3 bedrooms. What else? What else is important to you?
Probably a small amount of yard space, nothing big. I'm a single parent, so I don't have a lot of time to do anything around outside, and probably won't have a lot of money to hire somebody to do it. So it'll be me and the kids taking care of things.
Okay. So, smaller yard space, 3 bedrooms to get a little more space. You're feeling cramped.
Right.
I'm assuming minimum 2 bathrooms.
Oh yeah, definitely. With 2 teenage girls. Yeah.
Okay. What else is really important to you in this home?
Um, just, I'll be a first time home buyer, so I'm a little bit nervous. So I don't wanna, overwhelm myself with payments. So I'm hoping that I could find something that's fairly reasonable in price.
Okay.
That's the next biggest thing outside of school is being able to afford something.
Absolutely. And let me ask you, when you say reasonable in price, did you have a price in mind that you want to stay in as far as your monthly payment?
I don't want to go over probably $2,000 at most.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Well, okay, so I'm going to pause here for a minute. So, what do we know? What did I learn? What's that? What's the emotion? So, for anybody on here, what is the emotion, right? Not the logic. What is the emotion for this move? Meaning motivation. They mean the same things. Anyone want to take a guess?
Sounds like schools.
Okay, staying in the same schools, absolutely. What else?
She feels cramped.
Feeling cramped, right? Now, here's the thing, when somebody says a word, write those words down because you want to use them back, right? So I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but I use the word cramped back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize and move this forward. So Crystal, here's what I'm hearing. What I hear you say is you and the kids are living at home, living with the folks. You are feeling cramped. You've been thinking for a long time about getting your own space, nothing too big because it's first time home buyer. You don't want too much yard work, too much work in the house, but something you can call your own, right? 3 bedrooms to separate the kids out. Even the girls you said can share a room, still separate them out a bit to give, again, more space, but staying in that same school district, right? So you're not moving them all around. Did I hear that correct?
Yes, that sounds exactly what I'm feeling right now.
Okay. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you have it all.
Okay. Well, the next step is that's your transitional phrase. The next step is connecting you with one of our amazing preferred lenders. I can actually have Dan reach out to you today. Now, let me just hold on. Let me just put your mind at ease. A lender just shows you what your buying power is. It just shows you what your starting point is. It doesn't mean you're buying a house tomorrow. Okay. And it's also a very, very fast process. It's like 15 minutes. He's going to educate you on what it looks like, what it means to you, especially as a first time home buyer, share with you different options you have, and just show you where you start So we can create that customizable search to just start seeing what's out there. Right?
Sounds good.
Can I have Dan give you a call today, anytime between noon and 5?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna text to introduce you guys, so you have his number as well. Do you promise to take his call?
Sure. I'm sure will. I look forward to hearing from him.
And again, it's a really easy process. It just gives you that knowledge. Okay, so let's stop there. All right, so let's take 30 seconds. What did you get? We talked opener, we talked motivation, we talked emotion versus logic, we talked next steps. What did you guys hear?
I like the closing of it, like you kept the person engaged, like you let them know that you heard what they said, you connected with them and fed off of their emotions, so they felt heard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of guided them without sounding forceful. And it didn't sound like just like this made up thing of, I'm just trying to get you to the table. I feel like it made the person feel like you're holding their hand and gradually walking them through something that you understood and wanted to connect with them.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. And that's the thing. As agents, we're actually educators, consultants, and eventually friends.
Okay.
We build relationships to help people with the largest purchase of their life.
Right.
Whether you're ready to, if you were like, I'm not ready for this yet, I need to get this done, I just got a new job. Okay, cool. Listen, I want to be here every step of the way to help you. What I'm going to do is just keep in touch with you on a regular basis. I will, if you want me to, set up a customizable search in that school district to start sending you things, right? And then I am going to follow up with you every single month just to build a strong relationship and be here when you're ready, right? Because now you are now a solid nurture, but future buyer in my pipeline, right? So it is about, let's make a connection. Let's actually show we care about them. This is not the closing, the settlement. That's the end of the rainbow, right? That's the
Right.
check, but we can't focus on that. Let's focus on the person. If you focus
Right.
on the person, what they want, why they want it, and be there to help them, everything else will come.
Right. Makes sense.
So that's why I said in the beginning, you're making a friend.
Right.
Okay, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you for playing the part of the buyer today.
Thank you. This has been very, very helpful.
I do recommend this when you practice with other people. And this could be, by the way, any agent. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be anyone. All you have to do is be like, hey, listen, I want to quickly practice like 15 minutes max. Can you please pretend to be a buyer?
Okay.
Right? When you practice 15 minutes every single day, you will perfect and feel comfortable and more confident in everything you're saying, and the results are going to show for it.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so you don't have to wait till next Tuesday for the next one of these, but definitely hop on that. Find somebody today and be like, call a relative, be like, hey, I want to practice something. Pretend to be a buyer, pretend to be a seller.
Got it. Okay.
All right, guys, have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.